Welcome back to Across the Board with E and the Colonel here on hawkradio.org and acrosstheboardradio.com. One of our favorite bands here and great friends of the show, and we've seen them live, had them on the show, have got to be Nonpoint. Great band from back in the day. Big fans of Drowning Pool as well. Now you might say, what would be sweet?
If you could combine the two.
Yeah, it might even be better than the two of them is if you combine the two. Well, that has happened. Got a new band out called VooDoo Corps with a couple of members of Nonpoint, a couple of members of Drowning Pool. One of those members is with us right now, Zach Broderick, guitarist, formerly of Nonpoint, currently in VooDoo Corps. Zach, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, thanks, man. How's it going?
Things are great. Tell us a little bit about the band. Here's what we know so far. Okay, you've got C.J. Pierce, guitarist from Drowning Pool. You've got Mike, the drummer from Drowning Pool, and then you and Ken from Nonpoint are in VooDoo Corps. Correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I also know that "Lights Out" is the new song. Love what I heard so far. From what we understand, Mike actually sings on the track. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But as of right now, just to keep things simple, the way we've been doing it is just that, Mike, plays the drums on everything and then goes back and does the vocals, But, we got some other people that were inquiring about doing some vocals with us, and they're pretty big time people and good friends of ours from the industry. And, we're having a lot of fun with it. It's a blast. That's the most important thing.
What's in the immediate future for you guys? Are you still tracking some stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, basically the whole thing came about. It's really cool. It came about. It was back in last summer, I think. Yeah, last summer of 2010 or whatever. 11, sorry. And, a friend of mine who's a pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Name dropper.
His name is Brad Lidge, and he's the closer. And he was talking to me about doing, if I could write him like an exclusive song, and I'm like, yeah, sure. What do you want? Just make it like really, badass, and make it have a cool intro and a good build up, because it's kind of what I walk out to and I warm up to and come out to and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, I could do something like that. I'm a huge baseball fan, and I was like, yeah, that'd be an honor, And he's like, hey, man, you're friends with the Drowning Pool guys too, right? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you think you can get any of them on there? And I said, yeah, let me check. So I called up Mike Luce from the Drowning Pool, the drummer, and I'm really close with him. And I said, hey, and I always like the way he sings too. He sings a lot in Drowning Pool, more than you might notice. And he's got a pretty strong voice and a great scream and all that. And I was like, hey, man, would you, be interested in doing a song for, Brad? He knows Brad Lidge as well. And he said, yeah. He goes, that sounds awesome. He's like, let's see if I get CJ on board. I said, do it. And then they both said, yeah. They said, absolutely. So we actually tracked that one song, Lights Out. That was the first thing we did. It was called Lights Out because that's actually Brad Lidge's nickname is Lights Out Lidge.
Right.
So, we did that, and if you pay attention to the lyrics, it is kind of very baseball influenced.
Talks about it, taking the field and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it's sometimes, I don't know, if you didn't know the backstory, maybe you wouldn't notice, but, it could mean different, songs mean a million different things to a million different people.
That's
right. Basically we did that, and then, we heard the song, we're like, man, this is actually pretty good. So, we were both at a transitional period where, me and Ken were going to be leaving Nonpoint, and Mike and, CJ were going to be, they were, basically, that just happened recently where they parted ways with their singer, Ryan. So we were like, hey, let's do this, This is cool. It's fun. So we started writing more songs, and we, wrote a bunch more songs. And then, like I said, just the sheer excitement and like the the rebirth of just like having a really good time writing music is happened. And that's, to me, that's like the most important thing about making good music is having a great time doing it and respecting the other people in the band, having an immense amount of respect for them as far as their talents and personalities and everything. And I think the best music comes out of that. I think, when bands do start to have turmoil or whatnot, you kind of hear it through the music as well, or you see it on stage or whatever else, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
We just are just having like I said, too much fun doing it. We kind of just went down to Dallas recently too to work on music. That's where the studio's at DJ's house, and I mean we just were like, it was just the amount of excitement. It was great, and it makes for a much more productive environment and just overall, you know, good times. So, you know, that's kind of the backstory to it. And as far as you asked about music, yeah, we're currently. I was just talking to Mike earlier today. I mean, he's doing some more, hammering out a couple more tracks. We got a couple more done, and then we got a couple of label offers already, but we haven't even shopped it or anything like that. You know, there was some press releases that went out. Someone took it in their own hands. Wasn't us to announce it, and we were like, oh, okay, I guess so. You know, so the industry people got word of it, and then we actually got deals from the one song. We're like, well, why don't you guys listen to a little more first, and then we'll also want to check out some other different avenues too. So we're about to actively start shopping it, but we basically the good thing is we can get the whole record done by ourselves in CJ's place. That sounds awesome. That song wasn't even done really at CJ's place, most of it, but the new ones we've been doing like blow it away sonically and stuff like that. So we're just gonna get the whole thing done and then get it out, and get on tour. So.
And like you and I were talking off air, we actually got to hang out with you guys on your tour bus back. It was late 2010, I think.
I think
so.
Yeah.
You guys were touring with In This Moment, an incredible show that we saw over at the Record Theater. And I noted that it was interesting because both bands actually split not too long after that show. I like the tack that you guys took, though. I'm not condemning Jeff Fab and Blake Bunzel, but they went from In This Moment to James Durbin, which I thought was an interesting choice, to say the least. Whereas you guys have gone to another, band along the same lines as Nonpoint. So, I like that you guys did that. And it's sort of, I think, I wonder if what they did was sort of more commercially motivated, whereas it seems that you guys, did something to follow your passion, which I really dig and respect there. So I'm not judging what they did. I'm just, I like like I said, the tack you guys took on that. Now, let me ask.
I don't know. There might be some really good money in that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's my question, though. Is it?
That's American Idol thing. I don't know. Blake and Jeff are both really good friends of mine. Actually going to go see Blake in a couple of weeks. He's playing Chicago here with James Durbin. I don't know. I mean, hey, if American Idol money's pretty big, so I don't know.
I love both those guys as musicians.
I haven't heard the record yet, but Blake and Jeff are awesome musicians and great dudes, and I'm happy that they're really happy. I just talked to Blake recently, and talked to him kind of a lot, and he's happy. He's having a good time, and again, I think he's a versatile player. I think I've seen the guy play, and he has a lot in this moment with, as far as just making it. He's very technically very good guitar player and stuff like that. And he might have a very diverse style. I have yet to hear the Durbin record at all, so I know it's obviously commercial, but I like my share of really everything.
That's good to know. See, you can speak on his behalf then that that they're just doing what they had to do, and I know that bands break up all the time. They're infighting, irreconcilable differences, artistic differences, that kind of thing. So
totally.
what happens happens, and big fans of both of those guys, musicians.
I don't know about James Durbin. What happened, and it's really disappointing to the fans. I know that, and but there's times when basically it's actually impossible to continue.
Yeah, it's run its course. Yeah,
and that happens, and it's like I said, it's unfortunate. And as a fan, you always just want your favorite band to, keep going and put out records forever. But sometimes it's kind of inevitable for that to happen. So, or for it to to split.
Yeah,
so,
because at times your favorite band puts out albums that aren't any good anymore, and they are still the original members,
totally.
So that happens too. So
I was going to say something there, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah, but back to the present. Are you playing lead or are you rhythm in the new band VooDoo Corps?
Both. I mean, there's no ego there at all. It's like CJ's an awesome player. Like CJ's great. I mean, I've been a fan of CJ since, I was a kid. I'll make him feel old since I was a kid.
Wow, calling him out. Throw him under the bus, Zach. Wow.
I mean, I was a Drowning Pool fan back in, 2000 and whatnot when I used to work security. I was like an 18-year-old kid working security at the venue, the venue they were playing, and I'd be like, oh, cool. Hopefully I get to work the barricade tonight so I can be right up front and I can.
Nice.
Instead of catching crowd surfers, I pretty much turn around and watch those guys play, So,
What's your favorite Drowning Pool song?
Favorite song? Ooh, I love the first record. I love the Dave Williams stuff, but I really like the new stuff too. Favorite song though, that is tough. I like Pity a lot.
Okay.
And I mean, Bodies goes without saying. That's a timeless song. I'd say Bodies. That'd be too,
cliche,
stereotypical.
Yeah. For me, it's Tearing Away. I love that song.
Tear Away, yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too. Yeah, there's
Can't Take Mine, Zach.
I like that one too. I love Feel Like I Do, that single off the last record. That one was my song I would put on my headphones before I played my own shows back in my old band. But I'm a fan of their whole career. So, as far as lead and stuff like that and rhythm, I mean, we're gonna switch off, and we were already switching off on that, like on the songs. I mean, if he's got something cool, throw it down. And just go with it. It's like we might do some things where we're both doing leads at the same time. Actually, we are doing a song like that right now, where we're both doing like a lead at the same time, a little bit some harmonies and stuff like that.
Nice.
Not like Iron Maiden or anything, but it's just kind of cool stuff. We're both big fans of like 80s guitar players, and that's probably our biggest influences.
Like
And
CC DeVille type 80s, or
the what?
like CC DeVille type 80s stuff, or what are we talking about?
Oh no, God, no. We're talking more like no. We're probably talking more like like Warren DeMartini.
Okay.
Slash. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're big fans of Old Sabbath, and of course, big Dimebag's probably one of our biggest influences, and I don't know. I mean, CJ's a very technical guitar player too. He's like a perfectionist. He's very, very clean picking guitar player. He's makes me a better guitar player to play with somebody like that. So I'm really happy to be in a 2-guitar player band. It's fun to be with something like that. So and on top of that, he's an awesome songwriter. So I mean, it's great to mesh with him.
Across the Board with Ian the Colonel here on hawkradio.org and acrosstheboardradio.com, talking with Zach Broderick, guitarist, lead / rhythm / every guitarist for VooDoo Corps. And so you talked about how much fun the band is, how it got together. Is this the new band for yourself and Ken, or is it a side project and you might go creatively in multiple directions, or not decided yet?
No, I mean we're set on this. I mean, we correspond with each other every day via email or phone or conference calls, and no, we're we have a whole game plan, and no, it's just I don't like to branch out in too many things because sometimes it takes away from the one thing some things you may lack if you go too many directions. You may lack on one thing, so. We want to give this a good shot. We think it has a good shot. We've gotten great receptions from just that one song that was the first song we did. And it's we got plenty more stuff that we can't wait to get out. But no, I mean, me and Ken are like best friends. I mean, we get along great. We've a lot of the same opinions. We're very similar in songwriting, and do a lot of songwriting together, and never really had many, it's kind of weird to say, but we don't really have any arguments or fights about writing songs and playing music. So it's kind of, it's similar and different. We both love, like, our favorite band, mutual band is probably Clutch. We're like the biggest Clutch fans in the world.
Yeah.
And,
They're a local band to us too, as well.
Oh, they are. That's right, Maryland. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, and then we're like huge. Sometimes we write stuff and like, oh my God, that's. I think we just ripped off a Clutch song. We got to redo that a little bit. But
real quick, last question before we get you out of here. What's your goal for 2012? Personal goal?
Well, to get this out, and we'd like to take over the world, world domination, VooDoo Corps.
One day at a time.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. I mean, no, we just want to get this out and, get on some good tours, and basically, get it out to as many people. I think it's a cliched answer, but, it's just, it is what it is. If you want to get the music out to as many people as you can,
right.
and get out there and go see the fans again from both of, make new fans and see some of the old fans that might come along, from the other bands that we're in. So, that's the goal. And just, make the best music we can and have fun. The big important thing is to keep having fun. So.
Any idea on what the title of the new album will be? Again, Lights Out is the new single. It was kind of a for Brad Lidge there, but we're anxious to hear the rest of the material for the album as you're recording it. But do we know an album name yet?
It'll be something in the New Orleans voodoo-esque kind of category or something like that. It'll be something in that vein.
Nice. And
we haven't thrown any titles out yet.
And of course,
I never even think about titles of records. I always like, whatever, name whatever you want. I don't care.
Right? It's called Album 1 or whatever. Well,
Damn.
you guys just Dead Dear Damn is perfect. You guys describe your the sound as motorcycle metal meets your mom's homemade meatloaf. So
that's Ken. Ken's just a goofball.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ken.
He's one of the single most creative people I've ever met in my life. His brain works like, I don't know, we're both ADD. That's how it's. If you put us in the same room, you just kind of go like, "What's wrong with these two? They're crazy."
Well, hey, I appreciate you paying attention to the entire interview. Then,
I've been concentrating, and I took my vitamins today. But no, I mean, Ken is like he's like I said, that guy is one of the funniest dudes I've met, and a good dude. But he is very creative, and sometimes he writes these emails to us, and we're just like, Jesus Christ, Ken, you are out of your mind. But in a great way, in an awesome way. Like, not like, wow, it's like, this guy's nuts. I don't know if I want to hang out with him anymore. No, I mean, like, Jesus, he's a great graphic guy, too, and all that. But, yeah, he did say something about, what is it, motorcycle metal meets your mom's meatloaf. Yeah,
your mom's homemade meatloaf.
Go ask Ken what that means. I think he's going to be doing a lot of the stuff on the VooDoo Corps page. We're all going to be interacting on it. As far as, that's another thing. We want to make sure that, the fans can reach out to each one of us individually on that page, and we're all a part of it. And we're going to get a lot more proactive on that. But yeah, we actually really like Ken, coming up with his crazy, weird slogans and whatnot. So I don't know what that means. You have to ask Ken. Ask the page. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, here, I don't know how much you've read on the site, but your official mission statement is this: from the collective bowels of the South rides forth the culmination of what can only be deemed as the kick in the ass that rock so desperately needs, forged in the fires of what makes life truly great, friends, family, and a deep-seated love and appreciation for those who support rock music. VooDoo Corps is here to stomp your ass and then take you out for snow cones.
I love it. Yeah, that sounds like Ken. And that's you know what? That is, in a nutshell. Yeah, he nailed it. That is our mission statement. I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
Snow cones and meatloaf. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Ken loves snow cones and ice cream. I don't know. He's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that means like we're gonna kick your ass, and then I'm not even going to try and figure out what the hell he's talking about.
You're trying to explain. You're like, I've got nothing, really. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do an interview with Ken sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had him on.
Crazy,
we had him on about a year ago, and he was outstanding. Yeah, a good guy to talk to for sure. So, well, Zach, again, we appreciate it, and we will keep our listeners definitely, appraised on all of the things VooDoo Corps. But check it out on Facebook, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks again to Zach Broderick from VooDoo Corps. He's the Colonel. I'm E. Be back in a few minutes here on Across the Board on hawkradio.org.
And hawkradio.org.
And acrosstheboardradio.com, yeah.